Yep. My fucking camera moved. As you can see, I'm starting to finish up with the whole clock thing. It's just the matter of the wiring now. You know, I was trying to cheat. Because I see the direction this is going, I gotta take it apart. I gotta wire the coil before I put it back in. I was sort of hoping to not have to take it back apart. But, I don't know. I guess I wasn't there on how to fix this old fucking clock class back in the day. Never opened one of these fuckers before in my life. But I'm gonna fix this motherfucker. That's a fact. Why? Just because my hands don't work for shit and I have no idea what I'm doing? That has never stopped me before. Anyway. We'll deal with that at the end of the video. Hopefully I'll be done by then, and it seems to me that I will be because for over a week now I've known exactly what the fuck I have to do, but I've been trying other routes so that I don't have to. However, there's a podcast that I actually watch. Well, I don't watch it. I turn it on when I'm on the floor. So I can listen to it. Other than listening to fucking, mindless fucking dribble or anything else like that. Because I believe no matter what, subliminally you actually, if you hear something from time to time, or even if you listen to people that are smarter than fucking you are, you have a tendency to pick up on some of that shit. And it stays within here, between this hole and this hole. In between there's gray matter. And the gray matter has a tendency to grab little snippets of information. And it holds on to them. But it was Brett Weinstein and Heather Heyer. They are married. They are mother and wife. I think they actually, they do have kids, actually. I'm not sure. I guarantee they don't fucking let that little snippet out because they are the two professors that were, well, originally their lives were threatened over at Evergreen State in the day of whatever the fuck it was when none of them really knew what the fuck was going on, and as soon as they found out, they were like, fuck all that noise. Oh, Squishy Dog coming out. What are you doing, Squishy Dog? Anyway, Brett Weinstein, Heather Heyer, they do a podcast called the Dark Horse Podcast. And rather than tell you what they said, I'm just going to play the part that makes sense, and then we'll catch up at the end. And I'll explain to you how I feel about it and what's going on and everything else like that. Check it out.
Yeah, I think it's a great idea.
Yep. Final question for today. Could embracing despair help at this time rather than hope? Hope seems impotent. I don't think so. I don't think, I think grief is often adaptive, sadness, moroseness, but despair, as the opposite of hope, as a kind of hopelessness, effectively guarantees that you won't escape from whatever it is. And actually, we argue in the book. We give a little story about you're in a boat on a river and you find that you're being pulled more and more quickly, and that you're near the top of a waterfall you didn't know existed. And you start paddling like hell, even though as you get pulled faster and faster towards that top of that waterfall, over which you will likely plunge, and you have no idea how high it is, and it seems ever more likely that you're going to die. Despairing guarantees your death. Maintaining hope, even as the evidence looks more and more like your hopefulness is somewhat delusional, is the only possible chance you have.
Yeah,
to get out of the situation.
There's no evolutionary reward for giving up. There are circumstances in which there could be, but the point is, in the case where you don't know that it's hopeless, giving up hope can't possibly solve the problem, and therefore even tiny amounts of hope are enough. But in this point, I would, or in this in reference to this question, I would say, I think it's set up wrong, right? I do think that there's something to be said for looking into the abyss, but in order to get over it, right? You have to look at it and you've got to say, yeah, that sucks. And it's going to take you a little time where you look in and you say, that sucks. We shouldn't have gotten here. We shouldn't have allowed it to happen, but we are here. And then at the point that you've just sort of grown accustomed to it, then the point is then you can go back to doing stuff that's useful. And that's what you need. And so I think people spend so much time avoiding looking into the abyss, lying to themselves about it, that they actually end up paralyzed in this sort of, pre-despair state, rather than just, if you think about it this way, all right, so suppose
it could be regarded that you are actually advocating for a stare into the abyss, embrace the despair, but make sure that that's finite.
Absolutely.
But that is a little bit of a different answer than what I gave.
Yeah. No, I really think it's something you don't know unless you've been put through something that causes you to do it, or to have no choice but to do it. But the point is something like, things are very serious. That could preoccupy you to no useful effect. If hope is effectively lost, then you have license to gamble on things that might work, right? And so the point is, there's a liberation, I'm not going to quote the song lyric, but there is a liberation that comes from the recognition that probably there's nothing that's going to successfully address the issue. And frankly, I think people would be mentally healthier if they found themselves there, and ironically, we'd be a lot more likely to solve the problem, because if your point is, yep, I've seen it. I've seen the monster. It seems very dangerous. Let's figure out what our best shot is, and let's take our best shot, because what else are we going to do, right? It's sort of the let's roll kind of thing, right? And I absolutely advocate it, and I think it's healthy. And frankly, I think if you do it, you will end up finding that there are others, and you will join them, and you will feel a lot better about life, right? At least, if it's not going to work, it's not going to work, and you'll at least know who to talk to about it and not feel crazy. And if it is going to work, it's going to be the people who aren't paralyzed by despair, who are going to figure out what to do. So it's sort of the right answer no matter what.
Very good. So that brings us to the end?
Yes. Just the end of the podcast. So it's sort of the right answer no matter what.
Very good.
So, these two are the Brett Weinstein became famous after the incident over at Evergreen. These two motherfuckers are a lot fucking smarter than I am. And even still, between these two smart motherfuckers, there's a little bit of give, leeway, depending on what your attitude towards things. When it comes to despair, do you embrace despair? Do you sit there and throw up your hands and say, fuck it, there's nothing I can do, I just accept it and fucking move on? And for that, if what they tried to explain was the fact that if there is conclusive evidence that says, you're fucked, don't bother, it's over. Like if something happens and your head gets cut off your fucking body, all right? The end is damn near instantaneous. Okay, so yeah, fuck it, it's over. However, if you find yourself shipwrecked on an island somewhere and stuff like that, you have no idea where the fuck you are, you have no idea what's going on, the time to say fuck it, it's over, it's not even remotely close. You don't know what's going on. You have no idea what to expect. And if you're in a situation like that, despair is only going to fuck you, as they tried to explain to you. What you do is you fucking get your bearings, you snoop around, and you find out where the fuck you are and what the hell is going on to the best of your ability. Until there is conclusive evidence of what's going on, despair is not a fucking option when it comes to spinal cord injury, with an exception of a fucking absolute lesion, a slashing of the spinal cord. They haven't figured out how to glue it back together again. They're working on it. I just got involved in a clinical trial. Well, it's not a clinical trial. Yeah, actually it is. With transcutaneous stimulation. They've made incredible steps as far as with the epidural stimulation. I did some videos on that. Check it out. Epidural Disneyland, epidural stimulation, a while back. However, like I had tried to explain before, with the transcutaneous stimulation, you know, they're zapping the spine and everything, and they're finding that the body is reacting and it's retaining some of the knowledge. So that means that spinal cord injury, when it's incomplete, and even some of the complete parts, they're finding that they're making strides with. I don't have a ton of information on this. I've read a lot of different clinical papers. That be the case, it brings us to hope. All right. Now, believe it or not, I'm extremely fucking optimistic. I may seem like I'm a bit of a fucking dick, but just because I may have a slightly different edge to myself when it comes to spinal cord injury, which I fucking despise, by the way, I do not give up fucking on hope. However, I embrace it, and what I take is also, I take my hope, and I take my fucking determination, willpower, and optimism, and I fucking put it to the test. I fucking shift it into fucking high gear, and I go as best as I fucking can. As best as I can. Realize that. The best I can. I can't tell you what the best you can do is. You can only know. You're the only one that knows if you are doing your best and exactly what it is you're doing, what you're capable of, what you're not capable of. And I'm here to tell you that you're capable of a lot more shit than you're actually fucking thinking that you think you are. I wasn't able to do shit for a long time. Alright, now I find myself bouncing from fucking research to research, going here, going there, and the evaluation I just had just yesterday was intense. They did like the most intense fucking Asia evaluation / FNPA training and like a fucking myriad of shit. 5 fucking hour long training, testing, evaluation study to get involved in everything, and everything seems to be okay. We still have x-rays, DEXA scans, MRIs. You know, there's a long way before we're actually absolutely positively involved in everything, but once again, I'm optimistic. I'm pretty much a motherfucking professional fucking spinal cord injury research fucking guinea pig over here. However, like I say, hope is wonderful. However, you can shit in one hand and hope in the other one and see which one fills up first. Alright? So my attitude is this. Stay hopeful, stay focused on what you're doing, and oh, by the way, take fucking action. No matter what action you can. Physically fucking move yourself however you can move yourself. And I'm telling you right now, once you start moving yourself, you're going to be able to move yourself more. Once you begin to gain strength, you're going to be able to get more strength. You're going to enhance what you have. Can I absolutely, positively, unequivocally say to you, dude, you'll be up and on your feet in fucking no time. Well, if that was the fucking answer, I'd be up on my fucking feet now, and I would have been for a while, because I've been pushing like a motherfucker. Point being is that I don't give up fucking hope. I don't fucking hoist the fucking white flag. I don't say, fuck it, there's no reason, because it is inconclusive. Inconclusive. That means use your hope, fuck despair, and take action. Positive forward action on everything. Think about what you're doing. Research that shit. And then figure out how you can do what it is you want to do that you can't do. So anyway you can do it and shit like that. Whatever. When you first start training and you're flailing and carrying on, you're fucking moving. As you become stronger, you'll be able to control that shit. So control it. Think about what you're doing. Fucking hope, fuck yeah. Combine it with action, bitches. These two motherfuckers are smart. They come up with a couple different, attitudes and things of that nature. Not exactly applied to spinal cord injury, but it's in the same ballpark. It has the same, if you tasted it, hope tastes like hope. It doesn't matter what it's pointed to. And actions, that's the story, man. That's the fucking dealio. Get fucking moving. That's all I gotta say. If you don't think you can do something, stop fucking thinking and start fucking acting. Out, bitches!